there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 2 with our playing on a budget with our mono blue. Yes, we like to play first. This is a very keepable hand. We have the Mindreaver, we have a first, second, and hopefully we draw into 2 more lands and have the Master Waves on time. But this is a very powerful hand. We're going to go ahead and keep it. So far I'm loving Cloudform. The card is just absolutely phenomenal. In the two games that it came out, the one time having the Master of Waves underneath it didn't seem too shabby with another Master of Waves. Again, unfortunately, manifesting a card does not make the enter the battlefield effects happen. So I wish Cloudform or they made that with manifest, the ETB effects, but that might be way overpowered. A lot of talk about manifest decks in any sort of flicker. So if we had a way to flicker it, that'd be pretty sweet. We'll go ahead and first turn Hypnotic Siren. But there's a lot of talk with Moderns. I'm actually going to do it, a white-blue polymorph deck in Modern using Manifest as then Restoration Angel or any sort of flickering. Allows you, like if you manifest like an Emrakul or an Ulamog or something just obscenely huge, that if you flicker it, it will enter the battlefield again as a creature. And then you'll have a very overpowered creature as soon as, I think you can do it on turn 3. But in Modern with no way to manipulate your library, it's not, sometimes it's not the greatest play, or it doesn't end up happening that way. So I'm thinking like cards like Sea Beyond to shuffle stuff back in your library is the way to go. Anyway, we'll focus on this game though. We're going up to the Temple of Abandon. What I really want to see, really want to see is either Teamer midrange or just red-green midrange. Or red-green aggro, whatever they're calling it these days. I ran this deck, probably a deck similar to what we're going to see here, at a PPTQ, and the deck was just phenomenal against control and Abzan decks, but I got wrecked by Hordeling Outburst, and just Hordeling Outbursts were very hard for me to deal with multiple creatures coming out, and then like Jeskai Ascendancy. I got God Draw, Jeskai Ascendancy 2 games in a row with this double Stoke the Flames, Jeskai Ascendancy draw. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we'll Mindreaver here and swing in with the Hypnotic Siren. And next turn we have, I'm thinking Cloudform Thassa is probably more powerful. Nah, Cloudform. Yep, this deck I'm very familiar with. So I'm going to make him trade. Well, I'm going to get in here and draw a card because we need to hit this land drop. Still don't hit it. That's unfortunate. And he'll block, which is okay because we replaced it. So if Rabble comes out here, I'm in really bad. It's Flamewake Phoenix. That's not nearly as bad as a Rabble. So we need some love here. Frostwalker is okay. There's a lot of things that do target. Yikes. Can't hit a land drop in that many draws, huh? We'll get in there. Thing is, his deck is very capable of bursting like crazy, especially when we get on to the next turn with the Dragon. Mana Confluence is going to make this race a little bit better in my favor. There's an Ashcloud Phoenix, which I'm taking other 2. And I miss it yet again. Oh, wow. Yikes. But we're still good. Especially the Hall of Triumph next turn could just end up, if we draw into a land, could just end up being lethal. I think I will block with Hypnotic Siren, though, if he decides to attack him with Ashcloud Phoenix. Yeah, I'm wondering why he decides to do that. Is it lethal, though? If I just take the 6 here, is that just the way to go? And then we cast the Hall of Triumph, and that's 2, 4, 6. I think no matter what, how I block here is with Hypnotic Siren. And he does get a blocker, but we are drawing cards no matter what next turn, and keeping in front of him both in the damage race and the card advantage race. Going to put out another Ash Cloud. All right, he's down to a 10. Let's hit a land. Let's not hit a land. Well, we're going to attack in again. With everything. Except the Hypnotic Siren. So we just want to draw a card here. There we go. Beautiful. And he will decide to block the Frostwalker. Which now allows me to... Thassa? Or Cloudform? We're in Cloudform. And a Hall of Triumph is... That's actually beautiful. That goes underneath. Can Ash Cloud Phoenix again? Shaman of the Great Hunt. We have to block that. Or do we? No, he's just dead next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's just dead next turn, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. He's not dead. So that's... And he's got those that will do damage. Because the Hall of Triumph would have... Yeah, it gets him down to a 1. And then I die in the backswing. Okay, so it will block the Shaman. And take 6, and they all get big. So we needed to hit that land drop a lot earlier. I think that's been the story of the day. I have to keep back blockers, but Master of Wave will definitely be the blocker keep back. We have to hit a land drop. There we go. And I still think we attack in and then Master. And then Stormbreath Dragon doesn't quite kill us. And I really don't think it has a way to get rid of Master. So, I think we're okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can Storm Breath and get me down to a 1. And I have a Hall of Triumph next turn. So I don't... Playing the deck myself, besides a Crater's Claw in his hand, I really don't think there's any out here. Crater's Claw will do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Crater's Claw would be a win. So maybe I didn't need to attack with Hypnotic Siren. And should have just kept stuff back. Yeah, that would have been the right play. But you think if you would have the Crater's Claw, he'd just go crazy here. No, Crater's Claw equals 4, 7. Equals 7. Because he doesn't have anything above power. So, yeah, there's nothing that can kill us. It'll be 7 damage to the Flame Phoenix. Unless he's running a main board, 1 damage to everything. Which we still go down to a 2, and then I'll backswing and kill him. So I honestly can't think of any out here that he has. We're just going to go here and here. He doesn't have enough to turn him over. I'm not even going to worry about killing them. Rattleclaw Mystic. And Rattleclaw Mystic. What does this allow him to do? It's 2 blockers. He's still dead. Because you can't block those 2. Yep. That's game. Alrighty. Go to the sideboard here. Wall of Frost seemed decently good against him. It blocks... Nah. Chasm Skulker seems really good. Reality Shift actually seems pretty decent versus those Ash Cloud Phoenixes. Disdainful Stroke can counter I'm gonna keep in one Disdainful Stroke. It counters Ash. No, I'm not even worried. Storm of Dragons I am a little bit worried about. But I think Dissolve's just better. It can counter... I can Reality Shift it. I do think I bring in the Reality Shifts versus this matchup. And then Chasm Skulkers. Again, Mindreavers just aren't doing it for me. I'm thinking they're going to need to get the cut. Monastery Siege in this matchup, we are bringing the Chasm Skulkers in, so I'm fine with it. Cloudform actually does seem a little weak in this as well, as it just seems too slow. If bringing in the Chasm Skulkers, I think we have to bring out a Cloudform. But Hypnotic Sirens are great. Shorestalkers are okay. Frostwalkers are great. Vaporkin's fine. It adds aggression back on him. And yeah, I'm thinking this is fine. I'm going to submit this. So this is a great hand. Well, I don't know. It's a bad hand against second turn Rabble Master. I think that was my problem with the PPTQ as well, as I rarely ever saw that draw. First turn Elvish Mystic and the second turn Goblin Rabble Master. But I love this deck. It's just, I had very hard times with U-White tokens and Jeskai tokens the entire night. I'm thinking the better play is actually a Shorestalker here. We need to see a Master really, 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 really bad. Master is definitely going to be the trump card. I'm going to go Vaporkin rather than Hypnotic Sirens. I think the Hypnotic Sirens are much better late game if we do get that one of Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. And he brings in a Wild Slash. I think I disagree with that. Diluting your own aggression to play more of the controller out, as the Master Waves cannot be Wild Slashed, and that is by far the better. Or it's better to try to race it. So Cloudform hits a Triton Shorestalker. That is not something I'm going to be unmanifesting. Well, unless I need the Devotion. Cool thing about that is that's 4 Devotion, or 3 Devotion, 4 with a Master. So far he's looking pretty good with the Ashcloud Phoenix, except he doesn't know I have a handful of Hypnotic Sirens. So there's a Monastery Siege, so we'll cast Hypnotic Siren and cast a Siege, naming, what does Cons do? Draw and discard? Cons it is. Just get in with the Shorestalker. I need a Master really bad, or a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. And I need to avoid getting hit with the Stormbreath Dragon here. Flamewick Phoenix. Okay. Something I'm not too worried about. We will block the Ashcloud Phoenix, though. Go down to a 12. He gets his 2/2 back. And... geez, we will discard a card. I'm just kind of thinking this Frostwalker needs to get the... nah. We'll get rid of the island. Cast a Frostwalker. Whoops, this is still in my draw step. So we're getting closer to our... Hall of Triumph would be really good too here. We're getting closer to our Master. But again, those Stormbreath Dragons are getting very scary. 2 cards left in his hand. Is Hall of Triumph really the out that I need, though? I can't take a flying... He unmorphs his dude. Okay, we double block on the morph. No, we just block on the morph. And make him unmorph it with the Frostwalker. Which is going to let it die. Okay, that's fine. Man, Crater's Claw is looking very, very rough. And he's got another Ashcloud Phoenix. Well, Chasm Skulker is going to be a little too late. But it's a nice combo with the Monastery Siege. And at this point, I just might need to play the controller out and block that. Most likely he's going to top deck out of this. His deck is very, very brutal with top decks with, again, the Stormbreath Dragons, which looks like it's going to come out here. Crater's Claw going at me, which, is that enough? That's only, gets me to a 1. And then he's going to try to unmorph his Ashcloud Phoenix is what he's going to do. So we go to blocks. We'll block here. We'll block here. And block here. Unfortunately, turns that face down. So we need to find a reality shift next turn. So anything but a reality shift, we're gonna. That's unfortunate that it comes now. And we just discard the. I don't think there's anything get out. This is all he does is. Because we Bident of Thassa here. Yeah, and that's okay. So see where our reality shift was. It's not even let us draw. So let's go to the sideboard. I think that Cloudform's actually not too shabby. I think it just might be better than a Chasm Skulker. I'm going to go to just a 2 of Chasm Skulker. And I don't really think Negate can actually take care of. Disdainful Strokes actually seem really powerful in this matchup. So does Thassa seem good in this matchup is the problem. I don't know if reality shifts still seem fine. I just don't want to dilute it too much. There's 3 cards I'd have to take out. And fortunately, I think, no, on the play, I'm not going to take those out. We have enough draw. I'm going to take out a Thassa, I think. I think I'm going to take out 2 Thassas and a Cloudform. I still think the Cloudform's the weak link. And we'll submit this. All right, so we'll play first. And we have Double Master of Waves. This is an awesome hand. Hypnotic Siren. Pass the turn. All right, so we need to draw a land in 4 turns. No Mystic. We need to avoid Elvish Mystic as well, which we do. And there's our land already. So now we need to avoid drawing lands in the next 4 turns. Tagging the Hypnotic Siren. Cloudform is going to guarantee us some devotion. This is going to be very, extremely hard for him to come back from this draw. Yeah, he can't do anything as the Master of Waves. And we have a reality shift underneath. Go with Hypnotic Siren. He's down to a 16. See if he rabbles here. Rabble's not the greatest draw. That even takes him a life, huh? Can't wild slash anything but a Hypnotic Siren. He's got clunky draws. And here comes the Air. Air of the Wilds isn't going to do anything. And we could play another Cloudform, but that's greedy. We'll just Master Waves. And again, I don't think he can. Lightning Strikes Hypnotic Siren. So what? So what? Get in there for 2. He's a 13. See if he has any more burn. Burn at this point doesn't do anything. Master's just incredibly hard for him to deal with. There's Rattleclaw. Takes another life for another Heir of the Wilds. Which he's got a lot of mana next turn. Another island. Let's Master again. And put in some more. And there's the scoop. Alright, so yeah, I don't think there was really anything you could do to come back from that. We're 2-0 against, and this is the matchup I absolutely knew was going to be easy for me to win. In fact, first round against the PPTQ, I went up against a white, or not a white, a blue robots type deck with trying to ramp out Scuddling Doomage, and he had a Master Ways in there as well. And the one game he got Master Ways out was impossible for my red deck. I had just a bunch of things that I couldn't do. I even had Rabble Masters out and other things out that just really couldn't swing in. I was losing a Goblin Each token to the Master Waves. So anyway, we'll go on and hopefully find a different matchup here, but these are two of what I consider the tier 1. Maybe you'd call this a tier 1.5 deck. It actually has had some high showings though in like Star City Opens and whatnot. So anyway, this has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.